see.
Sweet. Black screen with text on it.
Yeah. What's the last stream was called Boy Scout Campfire. The stream is called.
Oh, let's call it a return.
Get back in bed.
How about not return? Because it's too simple.
Okay.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Like we've done a lot
Reese's
of.
perception is like 360.
What about like a play on an Indiana Jones movie title?
I was thinking something Gorgatiel.
Search for the lost dad.
I like that. All right, that's it.
Yep.
Confirm and go live. All right.
Temple
We have a
of
nice
Gorgatiel.
black screen with starting soon. It's not even animated. This is great.
The production quality of this place is amazing.
Wonderful. You can still
Yeah,
hear
I plan
our
on
voices,
making
but-
one of the characters all just sitting around a campfire, but I still only have models for about 2.5 characters. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, man, your YouTube career is going places.
Yeah,
So,
it is.
Of course.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can make $3 a year. maybe.
700 more subscribers, and I can monetize. Except I already promised in my comment section that I wanted them to get me to 1,000, so I'd turn off monetization and ads. But YouTube's rolling ads without paying me. Hate them.
Oh, yeah.
They do that.
Yeah, they do that.
All right. So everyone's here.
Yep.
I think so. Brian, you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Cool.
Okay. Do I have everything? I believe so.
No, you don't, because I need to go say hi to my
Oh, okay.
family who just got home. Give me 2 minutes.
Got it.
Sorry.
Oh, I can show more of my tech. Yeah. Did you know that you can use cooking pots as a ball joint?
I didn't, but that sounds like it makes sense.
Right? I don't know why they chose to do this. It's very interesting. But they have a spring in them for whatever reason. And I think they did it on purpose so that we would discover that we could use them for this.
Really?
I mean, one of the devs was like, "Oh, they're gonna be great." I'm sure of it.
Picturing a dev.
And what interaction is the best for the YouTube algorithm? Is it like likes or shares or comments?
I have no
Yeah.
idea.
From what I understand from the YouTubers that I watch, or at least tangentially, likes are pretty big.
Yeah.
So I actually, Ryan, just so you know, I went and liked all of your videos because likes mean
That's what I'm
nothing.
doing right now.
Bless.
Shares are kind of like, it's direct action where like you share it to you like Twitter or Facebook or something, but like that's pretty meh. I think like the only thing that you like, that's why they say like and subscribe, because subscribers are a metric that, and then likes are a metric per video.
Yeah, likes get you more views on the algorithm, and subscriptions get you more monetization via likes, basically.
I've been contemplating streaming other things because I have the channel and I stream into the D&D sessions, but I'm like, I play a lot of card games. I could do that.
Yeah.
It sounds fun.
Yeah. People like card game streams. I've seen quite a lot. Here's a good place. Oh no, it's lightning here. Oh well. Let me just remove my metal before I die. There we go. Yeah, check this out. Oop.
Did you start streaming?
Yeah.
1 second. For some reason, I'm not
Let's
seeing
go
it.
with steering wheel. think these are the only parts I used.
I'm not seeing your stream for some reason. Oh, well, there it is. Weird. Okay. This is a video? Or is this...
No, this is live. I'm showing the
The ball joint?
Oh, I forgot my stabilizer. It's key. And like the new Master Cycle blueprint it's so stupid looking. This is a significantly better Master Cycle that I saw someone build.
Okay, that looks pretty
Have
neat.
to be able to get into it. Falls over.
You could time rewind it and it'll like stand up.
No, the problem is that I can't climb any of these parts for some reason. It just doesn't like you to do it. So you have to like
It reminds me of the time I literally put like a driving stick on the top of a rocket and tried to get on top of it. And it worked. It got me up, but man, it was a pain in the butt getting onto it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm surprised that were you able to control the rocket?
A little bit, yeah.
I've not tried that. Oh, okay.
Literally just
Nice.
a steering stick on top of a rocket.
Nice.
I did it in the
But yeah,
depths.
look, so you have the
Yeah.
the vehicle it drives, it's not quite as smooth as the original Master Cycle, but it's more smooth than this monstrosity that they give us.
Oh, is it like a Yiga template?
It's a Sheikah template. It's so bad. It's got beams on it. It's called the beam cycle. It's a great pun, but I hate it.
Well, it also has like a beam, as in
Yeah,
like,
yeah. So it's a great pun. Got a beam and beams. It drives like garbage. And like constant beam going.
Sorry, I'll be back again.
No problem.
Yeah. The stabilizer definitely adds a lot of nuance to stuff.
It sure do.
I've seen
Sure
people
do.
make armored tanks with like
Oh yeah.
like they can like when they get inside a spring activates which completely seals them inside. And,
Yeah,
like,
in
makes
fact, I
them
just saw one where they made it smaller by putting the stabilizer on the door instead. Like, of course, this one didn't have wagon wheels, go figure. But basically, just sled.
Wait, what's up with your like box thing? Everything.
My what?
Your headpiece.
Oh, yeah, this is from the Kilton quest line. It's the new magic armor that consumes rupees.
Oh, it's a bloopy armor. That
Yeah.
looks sweet.
Right? The rest of it is the fire up armor, fire up attack, which is nice.
It looks cool.
Yeah, it's great. But yeah, you just put two wagon wheels on the end, and then when you start the vehicle, the door closes. So
That is cool.
yeah, it's real handy.
All right.
All right. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah.
I think so.
Pop out. Full screen. Our faces. There we go. Okay, we're ready. We're going.
All right. Hey, Max, why don't you give us the update this week?
Alright, last time, after finally completing Wrath's Arc with the Bloodletters, finalizing some things, prepping the army, we took a detour to Charles's childhood home in the Vreneth Kingdom, in the city of Elysia, where we visited his childhood home, or childhood manor, as it were, his mother, and their butler, investigating the whereabouts of Charles's father, who, as we came back, or as we had learned, had left on a journey to find Charles after he had disappeared so long ago. And never came back. Charles had been having nightmares about his father in relation to his patron deity, Gorgatiel. And Now, after finishing the visit with his mother, Charles is going to visit his brother, his older brother, one of two fraternal twins, Eli Goodman, and his family. The current plan was to visit them, catch up, perhaps learn some things, and then subsequently teleport to where Charles believes his father would have gone, which is the site where he gained his talisman and learned of his patron, and was teleported halfway across the planet. And we pick up, I believe, on us walking through the streets of Alyssa towards the neighborhood of my brother.
Exactly. The sun is high overhead as the morning progresses into early afternoon. It's not too far of a walk. The streets are nice, cobbled. Few people out today. You kind of pass back the way you guys had come through town, passing the marketplace and the castle up on the hill. You eventually reach a modest-looking house, one story with a nice kind of wooden fence built around it. Yeah, from what you just came from, the manor that was Charles's home, childhood home. This is honestly kind of pedestrian in contrast. But this is the address that your mother gave you, Charles, and do you go up to...
Yeah,
right away,
I'll mutter under my breath, like, I warned Eli that a teacher's salary wasn't going to be too lucrative, but I think he's probably happy with this. And I'll go up to the door. I'll kind of instruct everyone's like, if everyone would please just keep us a small distance away so that I may introduce you. I don't want him to open the door and be overwhelmed by a sudden group of strange people, and one that he maybe recognizes.
We're not that strange. Oh, well. No, I suppose you're right.
And so I'll take several steps away.
Right. And Charles will knock on the door.
Okay. It takes just a minute or so before the door opens and your sister-in-law answers. Another half-elven woman, golden blonde hair, kind of streaked back into a braid. She's holding a baby, no more than a month old, and this is your sister-in-law. Did you ever come up with
it? It is not in my.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, this is your sister-in-law, Amela.
Amela. And
she opens the door kind of partway. Yeah, can I help you?
Hello. I'm looking for my. Are you Amela? Correct. I remember. I'm Charles Goodman. I'm your husband's brother.
Eli, please come in. Oh my.
Yes, these are my compatriots. If Eli wants to come up first, I don't want to impose my entire troop with
let's
you.
do that. Yeah. Let's do that. A few minutes later,
does Raph kind of like wave and grin, or like, because I saw.
Do you have any meat?
No, that's all right. We have plenty of meat, Raph.
Oh.
We don't, but it's okay.
Wait, hey.
Yeah. Actually, I'm fresh out of rations.
We'll buy rations before we leave, but
She doesn't quite know how to handle this situation. She like, hold on. So she goes inside, and Eli steps out. Eli is, you take Charles, add like 5 years, and
weirdly enough, because he's half elven, it doesn't show that much. But
not really.
He's probably, I would say he's most likely taller than Charles. Like,
oh, definitely.
Probably a good, like, I don't know, half a foot, more than a foot.
Definitely a bit taller, and not as funny enough now that you've kind of been around and done the adventuring lifestyle. He's not as worn. You can see he's got his glasses on, his spectacles. Even from being a young half elf, his hair still is kind of receding a little bit. And he as he comes up, he's like, "Who?
Eli! Long time no see."
Charles, what are you?
I'll go and give him a hug.
Oh yeah, he hugs you back, and he's like, "What? Welcome, I guess. Welcome back. Yes. I'm hoping these are friends.
These are all friends. Yes, this is my my friends. This is Wrath. He is a bugbear, as you can see. He's very nice, much nicer than he may let on. He is quite the fearsome warrior, though. This is Frank. He's a very respectable, very good gentleman. Castle, one of the smartest minds I've ever known. Probably made of metal. He is made of metal. He's very nice, though. And Chance are very, very humble and very charismatic tabaxi.
Well, welcome.
How do you do?
Overwhelmed at the moment, but
sorry, yeah, I didn't. Your wife would have invited us in, but I didn't want to impose. We kind of have a group here, and
no, that's fair. We don't have a whole lot of room in here. He kind of gestures out to the front porch with a couple of chairs, but not quite enough for everybody. Well, come say you were dead. No, you were.
Yes, I was as close to dead as I guess you could. I was reportedly missing. MIA isn't necessarily dead, but it might as well be.
Around for whatever you do, yeah. That's basically it.
Following Dad's footsteps isn't exactly the most safest of professions, if I understand correctly. But
he kind of, at the mention of following in your father's footsteps, he kind of goes quiet a little bit.
But yes, I didn't die, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Let me. Here, I'll give you the. Well. We have chairs.
With you, there is no short version. I can tell.
You know me too well. Well, let's get the long and short of it. I was on the site. I was doing what I was supposed to be doing as a good archaeologist. I'm sure you believe that. But in reality, we were making some great discoveries, some great finds regarding the culture and history of the people. Charles will probably actually go into a bit of detail into exactly some of the archaeological nits and bits.
Mm.
The boring stuff that no one talks about. And then, because I don't know that stuff offhand, so Charles will go into that. Then, I stumbled upon an antechamber, or a chamber that we had not found. Very ominous, very scary. I won't give you too many details, but there was a necklace, a very shiny talisman in the center, very occult looking, and like the idiot I am...
Yes, you touched it.
Worse. I put it on. And well, there was some...
Wow, you and Dad are two of a kind.
A little bit. And I was teleported halfway across the world, up to Okoria, of all places.
Wow.
Yes. That is where I met Wrath and Castle. I was able to, well, and then I kind of, as a result of that, and Charles would do a prestidigitation and a bit of fireworks, gained a little bit of magic, funnily enough.
That's something.
Yes. But
Even more footsteps.
my immediate thoughts were to try to get back home, but to do that I needed to figure out who I was, get some resources, all of that. And in the midst of doing that, we started helping some people in Kolkoria that were in need. There was a conspiracy. There was.
Let me ask. I'm actually teaching the 11 and 12-year-olds in school. We're doing geography. Where in Okoria? Where are you guys at?
I'll give you one hint. We were on the western side of the continent.
Well, with people, somewhere we up north in the
We were more
Cliffhold?
southwestern.
Okay, so place
Lot
they
less people.
call- What was that?
A lot less people.
A lot less people. Okay, that was definitely the. What was it? The something. Man, I gotta refresh on this myself before I teach it. Dang it.
It starts with an F.
Ends in an Heim.
Fime.
Feyheim was the closest civilization, but I wasn't
Oh.
even close to that. We were in a lumber town, probably not on many or any maps, called Misthaven.
Yeah, never heard of it.
Name drop. Campaign. Anyway.
Roll credits.
Yes, we were there. I was about, how many days journey? Was it like a week's journey?
About a week, yeah. 6, 7 days.
5, 6, 7 days. 5, 6, 7 days journey from south of Feyheim. There's a town named Misthaven that is a lumber town. We did some work there, went to Feyheim, found some things, got in trouble. Took down a bandit cult. As much as I love to exaggerate my stories, I'll tell you right now that one isn't. And
Can I
then
have you guys come into class? Maybe tell a little bit about that area.
you know, it's funny. I am writing a little book on what we're going through here.
Are you? Of
Perhaps
course.
I'll... Yes, well.
I need to get a book myself for that, actually.
To write down all of the stuff you're going through.
Yeah.
I mean, journaling is good. That's how we have most of our histories.
Exactly.
I mean, if it's geography, I'm like 200 something years old.
It would
Traveled
been real
most of the
nice if in
continent.
that antechamber someone journaled down, "Wow, I put on this necklace and it killed me" or something. That would be great.
The lesson should always be don't put on necklaces that you find in weird caves or shrines or temples.
Listen, I have
This
read
guy knows
I speak from experience, and I'm going to point at my.
Well, anyway. Oh yeah, this is the necklace, and Charles will pull it out.
you still have it. Of
I
course, you
do.
still.
I do, actually. Don't know if I could even get rid of it if I wanted to, but that's another story.
He just takes a drink of whatever his wife just handed him.
But yes, and Charles will now explain kind of rough details, similar to how he taught his mom, except he isn't pulling any punches this time. He's not like he is going into full detail of, not full detail because he doesn't want to take too much of his brother's time. He knows that like, oh, but I guess if it's like his long lost brother, he might be interested in hearing everything. So if he asks any questions, Charles will go into more detail, but basically a rough outline of our campaign, I guess.
I'm doing that a lot lately.
I have, which is why I've been summarizing it with, I explained the campaign.
You just tell him to go watch the VODs. Like,
he does ask one or two questions, clarifying, but otherwise he's just quiet through the entire story. And at the end, he shakes his head and, well, whenever your book is done, I might be interested in, I don't know, reading it, passing it around to my peers.
I learned quite a lot about the culture of the Bloodletters, which is the wilderness plains in Okoria that aren't really mapped anywhere. A lot of very, very valuable information there. Yes, the Blood Plains.
Yeah, that's relatively unmapped as far as I know.
I was able to get some mapping down. I probably would like to do more, actually, but that's another story. Anyway, but yes, now we are here, and I visited Mother first,
Good.
and then I decided to visit you because I heard you were in the area, and of course I want to see my brother.
Well, you said you were in Baropolis, right?
Yes, I was in Baropolis. I tried to visit Amy, but she wasn't there at the time.
Oh.
At least the person who lived where I knew they lived said they weren't there.
Interesting. I know they moved a couple months ago. I haven't been back there to visit either, so.
Oh, are they still in Baropolis?
As far as I know, yeah.
Okay. Alright.
I think Eli is... What is he doing over there? Working for one of those like enchanter smiths or whatever they're called. They like make something and then enchant it. I don't know.
Sounds like something.
That's what I heard. Of course, this is his fourth job since being there in the last 5 years. So, we'll see.
Well, I may have to. We may be revisiting there, but right now, due to the magic, the way I obtained my magic, I have you could say a patron of sorts, and I've been getting dreams about Father. Weirdly enough, he supposedly, according to Mother, went searching for me after I disappeared.
Yeah, he tried to get me to go, but then as soon as he got Quentin out, he stopped talking to me and left.
Really?
I wouldn't have gone anywhere.
Well, I wouldn't have thought to ask you. You have a very important job teaching the next generation of the future of Elysia. I consider that one of the greatest callings.
Well, I appreciate that. Dad. You know Dad.
Yes, well, I know Dad. To the most extent that I do.
True.
I don't know where he is right now. I have some magics that allow me to talk to or to maybe locate people, but it's been rebuffed. I don't know how much you know about the magic, but suffice it to say he's sort of hidden magically, which is concerning.
I'm not as well versed with that side of study, unfortunately.
Well, I wasn't either until it was given, I guess, to me. But
wow,
interesting. How did he get Quentin out? Did he just bail him out, or?
You know what? I'm not entirely sure. They showed up on my doorstep. Dad asked for an item he had given me to hold on to, and then they left.
What was the item?
Yeah, that sounds important.
A ring.
Okay.
It was.
Did he say why?
He just said the magic was important. The magic was helpful. Kind of went on for a second about how the magic of the ring was going to help, but
the One Ring. Sorry.
Was it quite cool?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to ask questions about this ring. It's just it sounds a little strange to me that.
Oh, trust me, I. It was strange.
What did the ring look like? Was it Do you know what its
I
purpose functioned?
no, Dad. I remember Dad gave it to me for my our engagement. Actually,
Oh,
um,
that's very rude of him to take your engagement ring.
he said it was for me to hold on to until he needed it again or something like that.
Oh, well,
So, I mean, it came with a pretty sizable chunk of change, which allowed us to buy this house. So that was helpful. That was nice. Um, the ring kind of was just in a box for the last 2 years.
hmm.
No inscriptions on it or anything.
Not that I remember. I mean, it had like this. Honestly, looked like a brain, but it wasn't. On the top, like where the top of the ring is.
Mind shielding, perhaps.
Can I make an
Uh,
Arcana check to
uh,
perhaps?
Go for Arcana or history.
Hey, I'm good at that.
Can he have advantage since I was helping him by saying mind shielding?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. History advantage. I wonder what I'll roll. Really, really good. That's a 25.
25. With a 25, you um you've seen a ring of mind shielding before. It may be that. It also could be um a rough cut ruby on the top, which could be any form of enchanted ring.
Hmm.
Uh,
Considering that my sending spell was rebuffed immediately, I wouldn't be beyond. Like, would that be affected by the ring of mind shielding?
Possibly, yeah. You know pretty well the extent of the sending spell,
Yeah. Okay.
and your mastery of it has kind of led you to um, to realize that something like the ring of mind shielding would definitely stop it.
Hmm.
I forget, did we also try to divinate his location?
I can't do that. I don't know if any of us can do that. I think Donko could do it, but
He can't. Yeah. I thought that we asked him. Did we not?
I don't think so.
no. I did
Well,
try to cast Sending at my dad, but that didn't work. But I haven't tried to cast Sending at Quentin. I might want to try that too, but we'll see.
sure.
Anyway.
Give me 2 seconds. I gotta go help my wife real quick. Be right back.
Okay.
Well, I have a strong suspicion that they head to Baropolis, they figured out my destination, and they went to the dig site. And so that is the next place I feel we should go. Back to where it all started for Charles. You know, it'd be a good track, Ryan.
Just realized I was muted. Yeah.
For the mystery one, the Opus Magnus or whatever, Magnum,
Yeah,
that one. That's a good mystery solving kind of track.
Yeah, I'll sort through the. Oh man, I forgot how good the soundtrack was for that game.
I mean, it was only one song for like the puzzle solving part, but it was
Oh
really
no,
good.
there's dozens. There's
there?
11 songs for the game. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, sorry.
No problem.
But yeah, Charles will think on it for a second. Think, okay. Well, I wanted to catch up with you, inform you that I was alive, that I am. Oh, and I guess during the explanation, as long as his wife isn't nearby or taking care of the baby, was she listening in? Charles's story would change depending on if she was listening in or not.
She was kind of in and out.
Okay. Well, during a part where she's out, Charles would go into detail about the peril that he and his group are trying to fight. Okay. About the Githyanki, about what's happening with them, what happened at Winter's Hearth, and how Charles is trying to, with his group and with the help of some allies in the continent of Ikoria, stop it.
Okay.
Must you climb on my desk?
Well, I'm also glad you're not dead. We didn't, as funny as it sounds, we didn't have a funeral.
I would hope not.
Because I guess Dad always Dad held out hope or something like that. These last few months have been rough on the family.
I could tell with Mother's home, it's definitely not what it used to be.
Yeah, that's Dad's fault.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, when he left the month or so ago, he took not everything, but a sizable amount, with promises to some people to bring back treasures and, what he does. And then he hasn't come back. And those debtors have kind of come calling to Mom.
Huh.
Not anything terrible. They're honestly some of the nicest debt mongers that I've ever met, but
I didn't know Dad took out debts.
Oh, all the time.
I guess I wasn't really aware of it.
Sorry to say, Charles, but you were the... Please take no offense of this. You were the spoiled of us.
I mean, being the youngest, it's to come. It's to be expected.
Classic Charles. Spoiled.
Ah.
Rotten.
So.
Oh, Charles, did you see my jerky? I can't find it.
Jerky? I thought that would just be in your pouch, wouldn't it?
I've been looking through my pouch for the last hour, and every time I put my hand in, no jerky comes out. Confused.
Charles will put a hand in his bag of holding and think jerky just to see, and there isn't any. So he'll just be like, okay. We may need to get some food before we go.
Here,
okay.
Hold on, Wrath. Chance is going to reach into his bag and pull out a set of rations, and hopefully there's jerky in it.
funny enough, as you reach in your bag, and especially with Rats just talking about the jerky, you pull out a handful of dried owlbear jerky.
Oh. One of
It's
my
favorite.
favorites.
I forgot there was owlbear.
I mean,
So,
okay. And Charles will.
Oh.
Yes, I knew I was the youngest, and the youngest is spoiled. That's not beyond my sight, but I don't know. I just never thought of Dad needing to go into debt. I always thought his exploits were the ones that paid for everything.
well, for the most part, they did. He would, from what I remember growing up, he would go and take out some loans, go on his adventures or whatever he did, and then come back, pay the loans off, and have a little bit extra for us. For you and Mom.
Alright. Okay, well, that's interesting to know. Thank you for telling me that. But, I'm going to try and get him back, and hopefully make him pay back everything he's said he would.
Good luck with that. Good luck finding him. I hope you do find him. I never wish the old man harm, ever. But
Simon, Eli's not the oldest, right?
he's not, no.
Okay. Right, they're the two middle children, Quentin and Eli. Fraternal twins that probably couldn't be more different.
Absolutely.
Okay. Alright. Well, it was so very good to see you, Eli. I'm so happy that I'm an uncle to my nephew. Is it nephew or sorry, I didn't check. I didn't.
Nephew.
Okay, nephew. I don't because I know Mom said that Charles's mom said last time, but I didn't.
Yep. Nephew.
Okay, I'm gonna actually write that down. What's his name?
Dimalt.
Dimalt. Got it. Wrote that down. But I think we'll be continuing on our search now, and I'm going to be going back to where, and Charles will take out his talisman and catch it, where this all started, because I'm assuming that's where he went.
Yeah, that would make sense if your college led him down to that area, or led him to where you disappeared, I guess.
Alright. Well, I will leave you be now. Probably been about like 45 minutes to an hour.
Probably, yeah.
Okay. But I do hope that your teaching, your life is going well, and that my return will make it better.
We'll see. We'll see, Charles. If you ever do find your way up this way again and are here in a little more of a permanent fashion, let's get you guys, well, you at least, maybe some of your friends. I don't know how well versed in different things, different aspects of culture and study.
Anthropology.
Well, I mean, if you are, sure, go for it. But I'd love to have you all maybe speak in one of my classes.
I would love
Sure, kid.
nothing more than that.
The kids would love to see some different faces other than this, you know.
Fair.
Yep, I could share some stories of the Jaredal Peninsula.
Oh,
That
you're
is where
from.
Chance is
Oh,
from.
that's cool. Okay, yeah.
Chance is from
Yeah,
the
I'm
Jaredal
going to teach
Peninsula.
economy. You know, I've been a merchant for like, I don't know, 80 years. So,
Hey, that's huge. Okay, cool.
Castle's sort of
Cool.
well, he's Castle. Can't really
You know that
say where he's-
arcane enchanting thing you were talking about.
Okay, good to know.
Mhm.
Well, fellas, are we good to go? Well, actually, we need to get rations from town, huh? Let's do that, and then we'll be off. But thank you so much, Eli.
Mundane shopping episode.
No.
Rations.
No, we're
stitched
gonna
up
breeze
clothing.
past. We're gonna breeze past the mundane shopping. Eli gives you a hug and then kind of whispers in your ear as you embrace. When you find the old man, can you give him a sharp punch on the shoulder for me?
Of course.
And get my ring back.
Yeah. And Charles, while we're hugging, because it's sort of an extended one, Charles is very sentimental. He'll whisper into his ear, "In my travels, I accrued 2 magical objects that were worth something. I gave them to the butler from my mom's home to sell. I trusted him, but if you don't trust him, please go fetch them. They are..." But
Ollivander's a good egg, so we're those will be in good hands.
Okay. Hopefully they'll give some relief to Mother in her situation. And if you need anything as well, please do not hesitate when I'm back, I guess, to let me know. Sorry.
Sounds good.
Okay. And Charles will head off, and we'll go get rations.
Okay.
And a book.
And a book for
And a
Chance,
book.
because he realized he wants to document what he's going through too.
No, easy enough. I'll say whoever wants to get rations, 3 gold pieces will get you quite a bit. So I'll say
they're 5 silver pieces a piece for a day.
So a couple of weeks worth of rations will be 3-4 gold pieces. A book will be like 5 silver pieces. Nothing too big.
Oh, 5 silver? Okay.
If we do any walking or just staying in a spot for a while, like rural area, I don't know where we're gonna be, but I'll try to do some hunting. I have no money, so I can't really buy anything.
I think we're in a way super... If you try to go hunting, you might, like, kill a trained horse
just know
or a
it's
dog.
We got
I don't
so
know where
much
we're
money between the lot of us. Like,
Do we?
don't worry about it.
I don't have money.
I have 100 plat. Yeah, I can spot you.
Does Charles
Platinum?
have money?
Good dang.
Charles spent all of his money. I have 0 everything.
Oh,
I have 17 silver right now.
what do you guys been buying?
Spell scrolls. Actually, wait, no, sorry. My old sheet. Whoa, weird. My old sheet. I guess I didn't transfer my money. My old sheet has 300 gold. I don't know if that's accurate anymore. I feel like it is.
I think it is.
Yeah. Never mind. Okay, I have 300 gold. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna import to my sheet some rations. Rations, 1 day.
I'm gonna get, like,
Select. Import.
a month worth.
I'm gonna have... Yeah, I'm gonna take like 2 weeks worth.
Sounds good.
And that you said they're 5 silver each?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 7 gold. So 293. Okay. Alright. And after we do that, Charles will say, "Alright, everybody, gather round, hold hands, kumbaya, tap tap."
Shazam!
And with a quick
Copywritten.
double teleport, double plane shift, you find yourselves where?
The dig site. Well, I guess it's a named location, huh? How close was the town? Okay, well, how close was the town to the dig site? Was it a day?
Pretty far.
Pretty
Pretty
far?
far.
Okay.
Tell you what, make an Arcana check for me.
Okay. Not bad.
Not
17
bad at
total.
all. Okay. Your first plane shift takes you onto that mountainside. But you're only there for a brief millisecond before you're wrenched back towards the material plane.
Let's get some
And then
mystery
everything
music.
goes.
Yep.
Then everything goes dark. You find that you are in some place very humid, very wet. It's raining. No, it's not raining. But you're immediately drenched in sweat. As you open your eyes and look around, it's not that it's pitch black, it's that it's covered. You look around and you see many, many layers of canopy above you, of trees, foliage. Looking around, you can see not a whole lot before you hear shouts. Hey, who goes there? And several people
Scatter.
with spears and halberds and battle axes rush towards and surround you. You look around. Everyone make a quick perception check for me.
Frick.
Did you say we're in shadow?
I
dark?
would consider it dim light, yes.
And what? Can I have disappeared since I'm standing still? Cool,
Yep.
cool.
Perception.
It's in here somewhere. There it is.
Can you see your rolls yet, Ryan?
Nope. No idea why it's happening.
That's
Very
Well,
strange.
Frank rolled a nat 1, just so you know.
Hey, nice.
That is not a reset perception check.
what the heck?
That's what it shows on.
Plus 62.
Interesting.
Times 5.
That can't be right.
Wrath, you're the only one that notices.
Let's look at the actual d20 roll. There we go. 4.
Yeah. It's a 4. Wrath, you notice, you look around, and you're in the middle of a camp, it looks like. There are tents kind of scattered around you, along with a group of maybe 6 or 7 armed individuals. Not attacking at the moment, but threatening your position.
Are we in the middle? We're in the middle of a camp?
It looks like you guys, Wrath is the one that notices all the different tents and everything, while the rest of you just focus on the combatants around.
Gentlemen, please, lower your weapons. We mean no harm. This is just a very confusing magical misunderstanding.
One of the one with the big battle axe shouts, "Yeah, right. Who are you and where'd you come from?"
Well, like I said, it's a magical misunderstanding. We teleported here. Got a nice stick here. And I'm a warlock, if you would. Where are
He is
we?
Charles Goodman.
The name is Charles Goodman. This is my friend, and Charles will introduce everyone. We have nothing to hide, my good men.
Frank is noticeably missing, just so you know, when you go to
And
point at him.
there's... Okay, yeah, that's it.
You say Goodman?
Yeah! I'm sure you've heard of me.
Hey, boss. And out of one of the bigger tents walks an elven gentleman in kind of this fine suit. But it's like a combination of a suit jacket with mixed with a safari gear almost. No hat, but his hair is slicked back, big, long, elven ears, short, black goatee. Charles, you looking at your dad?
Well, that simplifies things a bit.
What is it now? Okay, people, more people. Stop sending. We're not.
Hey, Dad. Good old Charles here.
Charles, and he runs up and nearly picks you up. And he is a full 1.5 feet taller than you are, and gives you a big hug, picks you up, and just kind of holds you there for a second.
Yeah.
Before setting you down, kind of putting his arms on your shoulders or hands on your shoulders. Oh, let's have a look at you. Where did?
Charles probably notably has some very visible scars, I will say.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
He's been in a lot of
You were
crap.
stabbed to death once. So.
I was stabbed to death
by
once,
100
wasn't I?
knives, so you were.
It just.
Wow.
We're down. We're okay. Okay, hold on. What?
Yes. Wow. I wasn't expecting this mystery to be solved so quickly. Well, I need to tell you a story, Father.
I need to tell you one. Or many. Oh wow. Oh man. You kind of.
These are well, you may assume these are my friends. These are my compatriots that have helped me get back to you, I suppose.
He looks at each of you, kind of sizing you up, except for Frank. Well, thank you for keeping my son safe, or relatively safe.
It's been a journey. Is there a place we can talk?
My tent, yes, please come. Quinn's in there. He's Quinn's in there.
Okay. Charles will gladly walk with his dad to their tent.
You guys follow, and
just as a note, I'm gonna snoop a bit around the camp for a couple of minutes and then head into the tent as well.
Go ahead and make your.
Suspicious.
So I need you to make a brain work stealth check with advantage, and then go ahead and make an investigation check right after that.
Charles will
What'd I get?
Charles will mentally communicate with
can't see
Frank. Frank got a 27 stealth check and a 8 investigation check.
Ah, come on.
Awesome.
But Charles will mentally communicate to Frank, it might be best if you stay hidden. I don't know. This is certainly my father, but I don't know if he's in his right mind.
I was thinking along the same lines. He seems
fine to me, but he seems like my old dad to me, but just to be safe, I don't know what Gorgatiel's done.
I'm on it.
So, Frank, you go snooping. The rest of you follow into the tent. It's a kind of one of those big canvas tents that is raised in the center to be like a somewhere between an 8 and 10 foot ceiling. There what looks like a wood stove on one side with a pipe going through the canvas. A couple of cots in one corner and several large tables with papers and maps and all sorts of bric-a-brac just kind of scattered all across them. As your Damaso. There we go. As Damaso walks in.
Yeah, sorry. To everyone who didn't, just to make sure, my father's name is Damaso. D-A-M... Is it M-A-Z-O? I don't have...
M-A-Z-O, yep.
Yeah, okay.
As he walks in, he kind of knocks on the table and goes, "Quint, look who just appeared out here." And your brother Quentin looks up from one of the maps. Everyone make a perception check real quick. Everyone but Frank.
I'm so good at those.
Oh, I'm doing well.
Not doing great on
not
perception.
Awful for me.
Wrath, as he looks up, you can see he slides one piece of paper over the paper he was looking at.
I will. Wrath will think, loudly think. He's hiding something in his mind, thinking that somehow Charles can hear him.
Cool.
Which I cannot. Fortunately, I haven't set up Rary's telepathic bond, so.
Quentin kind of looks up. Well, it's about time you show up.
I mean, I kept you waiting, didn't I? Charles will come up and give him a big ol' hug.
Gives you one back. It's he's a bit more muscular than you remember him being last. He was never as wiry as his twin, but he seems to have kind of bulked up a little bit. Gives you a big hug back. It kind of hurts a little bit, like a Wrath hug, basically. Well, I guess that part of the journey's over. And kind of slaps you on the shoulder. Your father kind of ushers everyone in and goes, "All right, well, story's in order. And you need to tell us what happened. What the heck happened?"
All right, well, settle down, everyone, as I tell you a story. And Charles will cast Major Image because he is a nerd. He will literally give, in his own mind, the interpretation of events that happened. He will, he'll cast Major Image. Probably maybe surprising them. I don't know that I have magic.
Oh, absolutely surprising them, yeah.
And it began here in the archaeological dig. And then basically it'll be like a dramatic sequence of him like putting on the necklace, disappearing from the very spot. And then like, basically like almost like a movie practically of what happened. Like shot for shot, very pretty exaggerated. There are definitely some parts in here that make Charles out to be more main character-y than he already feels. Like he does this, but even more so at some points where like he'll have the spoken one's head on a sword at some point and like just impressive or trying to like anyway. So
at almost every step of the way, your father, you can see his smiling face, the smile gets brighter and bigger. And
the more that happens, the more it gets exaggerated.
Yeah, okay. And by the end, he's got, your father always had a nice, boisterous laugh. And he gives you one of those as you basically sum it up with, and we ended up here. And he, well, that was grand, son.
Yep, I used the whole 10 minutes of Major Image to display that story.
Perfect. I couldn't have come up with a adventure such as that if I tried.
Well,
We got out into the world. I'm proud. Well done.
thank you. It's been more than I thought it would be. It's been there've been a lot of lessons learned in this trip, I would say. A lot
They're
of
always on.
true friends made along the way as well.
Huh. That also helps quite a bit. It kind of goes quiet for a second. Is it there's that awkward, no one knows really what to say moment?
Well, I think it's a bit of your turn now. I will say, Charles does, like, in the story, he specifically does omit Gorgatiel.
Okay.
He kind of abstracts him in the story to where he kind of just says, like, a patron of his, like, a higher being gave him the magic powers, a higher being, etc. And he doesn't mention that he saw his dad in the dreams.
Okay.
And you omit Frank from the very last bit.
I will say I do. Well, do I admit Frank?
Just
Would
from
you
the
have the
very
presence-
last bit where
I'll say,
you
would
know,
you have the
sneaking
presence
out
of
the camp.
mind to omit Frank right now?
I would say Charles would be so caught up in his own ego he wouldn't even mention Frank.
Okay.
I'm okay with this.
Like, there will be
Frank would also
scenes
be
where
okay
Frank
with
is
this.
there, but he would never explain how he got there. Like in this little story.
Well, for our part, we decided to really follow your footsteps, follow your path, to try and find you. And
That's what Mother told me when we went to
Mhm.
visit.
I'm glad you saw her. Good. We made our way to Baropolis, got ourselves a protective crew, and talked to a few of your professors, your compatriots.
Hmm.
Did you know that your old buddy Arcano's still up there? Or
Yes,
is
we
there
saw him
now?
shortly when we went to visit there. Charles would also mention visiting Baropolis, and like the scene of Charles getting killed is like what how could I what's a really like Renaissance painting of someone dying?
Oh, all of them, really.
Like
Yeah.
all of them. Like the scene that Charles shows of him like dying to Arcano and like being reborn to his ring is like a Renaissance
talking,
painting of Charles like this at
you
one
talking
point, and
Milo?
then yeah, Milo.
Yeah.
That is, one of his teachers attempted to kill him and was part of an elemental cult. Sorry to go back to the way Charles tells the story, but I feel like it informs a bit about how he feels about his dad and his
There you go.
friends. Although Charles is emphasizing a lot of the stories, I do want to note specifically, he also puts all of you on a pedestal at one point, except Frank, because he just kind of joined at the last second. But like he puts Castle up on a pedestal on his inventions, all of the things that Castle did. He really tries to give credit where credit is due, with Chance and how Chance like rushed up to the dragon, the ghost dragon, and the like he doesn't try to steal everyone's thunder. He really tries to give everyone like a spotlight moment at least. Because like he Charles is full of himself, but he still really loves his friends. Charles will never say that out loud. That's me as his player saying that.
This is the way.
After talking to your honestly, the morons who you hired, no offense, to bring you down here, we found our way and have been, honestly, I've been looking around the ruins expecting to stumble upon your corpse. Or some...
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Or some... Other than the equipment that was here, some means to show that you were still around. So that's basically where we're at. Honestly, a boring trip so far, until now.
I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. I would have come sooner if not for the matters that I had to attend to in the continent I was sent to.
That is... You have your own story to write, my son. Tell me, by what means did you transport yourself here?
Well, as I mentioned with my patron, he miraculously bestowed me with magical prowess. And once I was learned enough in magical ways, I was new to them, history and translations were my entire thing, so learning was as fast as I could. It took me up until nowish to get the ability to traverse great distances magically. Charles is not going to attribute it to his staff. He's going to attribute it to his magical ability.
Gotcha. Well, that is quite amazing. Honestly. You all, for all of you, I can't imagine. We've been through some times, some adventures of our own, my own.
And I feel like it's your turn. I mean, you are in the middle of explaining, but to tell me how you got here and what you've been doing, like what else you've been doing here. But go on, sorry.
Honestly, I've told you all there was. Once we gathered this group, we traveled south from, well, sort of southish from Baropolis, into this disgusting jungle. And
Insight check on my own dad.
go for it.
Because I don't believe him, and I'm trying to ascertain what kind of basically, I'm not trying to figure out what he's been doing here, obviously, but just his expression is I'm trying to get some emotion from what his experiences here have been. That's not bad for me. But if he's any amount of charismatic as Charles is, this is a problem.
He seems to be telling the truth.
Okay. I can't read his expression very well.
You've always had a hard time reading your father's expression to begin with. Whether it's his elven heritage or your personal views of your father, it's always been tough. But this time he seems honest.
I even attempted to communicate with you magically through a sending spell, but it seemed to simply be rejected immediately.
Well, that is odd. I don't know why that would be. I'm not as well versed in magic as you are now, but the little I know, I don't know of anything that would stop that.
Is he wearing the ring? Is he wearing the ring?
I know that is a question I wanted to ask, but I was debating first whether Charles kind of by default has detect magic up because he can cast it for free.
Mm-hmm.
So does he have any sense on his dad with
Yes, you do.
And Quentin for that matter.
Right, so you're all within the same aura. Your father is wearing a magical ring.
That I can
specifically see. Yes, that you can see. Specifically of the School of Abjuration. You also notice not on his person, but there is like one of those like umbrella stands. There's a couple of umbrellas in there, and what looks like some form of magical something in it. And then in the corner, there is a big axe, a big like great axe, kind of leaning against one of the posts, which is also magical. And a few of the pieces of paper on some of the tables are magical as well.
Intriguing.
Okay. Well, Charles will say, well, while I was in town, Eli mentioned that you took a ring from him, and I can see you're wearing it right now. He's mentioned that it was a magical in origin.
He holds up his hand, and the ring he's wearing does not match the description that Eli gave. It's just a plain kind of gold band with some small red filigree in it. Oh, this? I did take a ring from Eli. I believe Quint, where did that go? And Quint goes, I think we sold it in Veropolis. It was worth a pretty penny, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
And Charles is having such a hard time reading their expressions. He's gonna get frustrated, and he's gonna subtle cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay. Surface level thoughts you get. Quentin is like, why did he pass it to me? That was stupid. I'm terrible at this crap. And for your father, the question comes into his brain, his mind.
But I can read their minds.
You can.
Okay. Interesting. And he's...
Why is he asking about the ring? That's weird.
I guess like the natural flow of conversation actually would be to sorry, this is me as a player saying. The natural flow of conversation would be to explain why I asked about it. And Charles would just say, I was only curious because I wanted to Eli just mentioned it, and I thought it would be I was coming into this expecting to try and find you like you're finding me. I expected this to be a big mystery that I would have to solve and come in, but no, we plop right here, and there you are. And so, I was trying to gather clues, as it were.
Well, that makes sense. Well, yeah, I think...
But the fact that I kind of just... You did mention earlier that finding me solved part of your little excursion here. I was under the impression that you only came down here to find me. Is there...
Well, I did, originally, yes. We got down here and you weren't here. And so while exploring the ruins, we kind of just were poking around, seeing what we could find, seeing if there were any leftover goodies that would make this trip, without frightening you, unfortunate as that would have been, worthwhile. So.
Okay.
We're gonna have to pause right there. Get help.
Okay.
I want to get the kids down. I'll be right back.
I don't know how Wrath is going to communicate to Charles that he saw his brother hit something. You're muted, Kyle.
He will, just not right now, obviously, in front of them. Hey, he's gonna be like, oh, I told you.
Well, are you going to look? Look at what, Wrath? What I told you about.
Are you not in here all of the time? A cat, it's not a place to sit. You're falling. This cat's so dumb. Come here.
Is this still seeming suspicious?
Very, very.
I hate to say it, but even Charles right now is kind of like, what does he mean by goodies? That doesn't sound like my dad. At least the dad that Charles has in his head.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping to learn something by snooping about. Might snoop around in the ruins. We'll see how lethal that might be. I really should get invisibility. Do I not have one? Of course. I made sure to take like the most useless spells that I could get. So yeah.
You can change one of them per night. One of your warlock spells.
Yeah.
Rules.
But I like Frank not really understanding how casting works.
That's completely fair.
Wait, Frank not understanding how casting works? What?
Yeah, because he's only part warlock. Otherwise, he's primarily a shadow bard. So I've got all these, but like Frank has like the worst selection of spells ever. I got Cloud of Daggers, Magic Mouth, Summon Shadow Spawn. Lehman's Tiny Hut's not bad.
Summon Shadow Spawn isn't bad.
Yeah, but I also brought Summon Lesser Demon.
That's bad.
Yeah. Yeah. My good ones are definitely Non-Detection. That's good for lore stuff. Detect Thoughts, of course, classic. Earthbind, and Misty Step / Thunderstep.
I need to cast Detect Thoughts.
But even my cantrips, right? I got Magic Stone, everyone's favorite. Everyone loves Magic Stone. Create Bonfire. Lightning Lure's good. I like that one. Did you notice, by the way, you saw the D&D movie, right?
Yeah.
Did you notice what cantrip the druid was using all the time?
Were they using Shillelagh?
Of magic stone. With her sling, she was enchanting stones and garlic.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Josh's... Sorry, no, that's cool, but is Josh's mic acting
I know.
up?
I heard it as well, yeah.
I'm going to server mute him. Because that hurt.
Just don't forget to unmute him when he gets back.
Yeah, no, I'll see him.
But yeah, I know the druid was using magic stone throughout the entire movie. Thought it was funny they'd pick one of the worst cantrips ever.
That's funny.
It's a very druid thing to do.
Yeah,
it's not a druid thing to do. I could rant about it for hours. I won't.
Yeah, we saw Josh, and Brian all saw the D&D movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was very interesting.
Yeah.
You guys saw it together?
Yeah. One night
cool.
a while ago.
Yeah, Bruce.
Yeah, I've got a lot of mixed feelings. I liked the film. I thought a lot of it was great, but the druid makes me so annoyed.
Well, I mean, you play a druid, so you understand how ridiculous it is to wild shape
Yeah.
5 times in a row.
Well, so it's everything that she does is entirely possible if she's a level 20 druid, which I mean, you know, she is very competent. Like she very
Yeah.
well could be, but still,
They actually
you can't wild shape into an owlbear. You can't.
Oh
It's
no, but that's just
It's a
flavor.
monstrosity. Well, if they're doing one D&D, you can wild shape into an owlbear, but
Yeah.
you can't wild shape into a fly. So they're not doing one D&D.
Yeah, they actually released a homebrew stat block for all the characters in the movie.
Did they really?
Like official stat blocks for them as NPCs. And none of them are like the stat blocks don't make any sense because
I imagine not.
the guy, the bard stat block has spells for him when he clearly literally never casts
You
a
can't
spell.
cast him.
The-
He has the sorcerer cast, what is it, major image for him? That's a bard spell. Like he could do that.
Well, like that's the thing. So everyone's theory is that that character is not actually a player character. He's an NPC that's just tied to the barbarian's backstory.
I love
Like,
it.
there was like
I
a
love it.
Galaxy Brain meme where it's like he's a bard, he's a rogue, he's a really really bad bard, or like a rogue that pretends to be a
A level
bard.
1 bard.
Yeah, and then the last one being he's just an NPC for the barbarian's backstory that they bring along, which is honestly makes more sense because he's just a guy. He really
and his
is
whole
just
thing
a
is like
guy.
driving the plot as best he can in the right direction, like a DM would do.
Yep. That paladin wasn't the DMPC. That guy was the DMPC.
Oh, 100%. Also, forget to unmute.
Oh yeah, let me. Your mic
Josh,
is
your
acting
mic
weird,
was-
Josh.
Making funky staticky
My-
sounds.
Oh, my mic was?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That was probably my kids.
Oh nope, it still is. A little
Yeah,
bit.
it's like
You might want to unplug it, replug it.
That's hard to do at the moment.
Oh well. It's not doing it right now, but like,
Okay, let me know if it does it again. And
I'll let you know if it gets oppressive.
Is it still doing it though?
No, not right now. But like,
It's done it a couple times throughout the night, but it's not like loud.
yeah.
That's not good. Come on, little Mike, you can do it. All right. Sorry. Where were we?
So, Damaso was kind of just saying, "Oh, that's." Like, he's not really explaining much. He's kind of just saying, "We've been chilling here." Anyway, that's what Charles is getting.
Okay.
So, now that you found me, are you going to be packing up and heading home?
Well, honestly, no. These ruins are kind of amazing. They have I've already found some interesting chambers, and
You found more chambers than just the one that I had stumbled into.
which one did you stumble into?
The one on the
Like-
northern
Which ones did you stumble
end
into?
of the, a little separate away from the main ruins, but it was it
we've
must
only-
have already been opened when you got here, but because I
Honestly, we haven't found that one yet.
Mm.
really
Yeah.
the big dome, circular chamber, skeletons.
Looks over at Quentin, and Quentin kind of shrugs. We found a couple of smaller, what are they called? Like storage.
What time is it right
Chambers.
now, by the way?
It's
It's roughly the
hard.
same. I feel like it would be like sort of maybe like an hour forward, but
It should be, but it's darker out than you would imagine.
Because of the heavy canopy.
It might be.
As a note, by the way, we don't have to get to it right now, of course, because you know I was snooping around. But I was saying, while you're gone, if I finish snooping around the camp, I was going to snoop around the ruins as well, just a little, not too deep in, but just to kind of see what's going on here.
I think let's cut to that real quick. So, Frank, you watch the rest of your party move into the tent, and as you're walking around and snooping around, you catch bits and snippets of the conversation.
Mostly Charles just boisterously telling his story.
Honestly, yeah, that's about it. But you head around to the various tents, and you hear conversations of the guards or the people who were who had surrounded you not too long ago. You hear conversations like, well, when this crackpot finally pays us, we can maybe hire one or two more of our more people to help us out. And another snippet of conversation. What is he doing here? We've been here for almost a month now, just looking around these dead chambers, these dead buildings. We should have taken the job up in Braytown. Not a whole lot else within camp other than just the tents and the guards things. You do find, however, that there is a separate tent from the guards with crates in it. There are some crates that are packaged up and already put together, and some that are empty and awaiting things. There is one that's kind of halfway open, and you kind of lift it up, and it looks like a chiseled out portion of a mural with two figures silhouetted behind some flames. But that's all that's kind of in there.
Sorry, I am listening. I'm just a little distracted. My sister's cat's harassing my other cat, so I'm trying to get him to stop without interrupting you. Elaborate on the thing with the flames. I missed a little bit.
It's just like an old mural that has been carved out and kind of pulled off of the wall that was there. Or maybe it had fallen and has been carried over here. It's just some like a sea of flames with two figures silhouetted against it. That's all.
Are they're just silhouettes? There's no like unique
silhouettes.
Okay. Sea of flames. That's interesting. And store that info wait for later. And that was by. Did I hear you say that was by the other tent that wasn't by the guard tent?
Correct. That's in the other tent, along with like two or three other relatively large crates.
Okay.
That are already packaged and sealed. And there was also like 4 or 5 other kind of empty crates in there too.
The two that are sealed, I'm gonna take a little peek.
Okay. With that stealth check, what was it, a 28 or something ridiculous like that?
Yeah.
25.
25. You managed to pull one down quietly. What's your passive strength?
Oh, it's maximum, I think, at 20.
At 20?
Check. Yeah, 20 strokes.
Okay. You are able to lift it and kind of yank the nails out quietly. You look in it, and there is another chunk of rock, or multiple chunks, I should say. This one has runic symbols on them. Unfortunately, what languages do you speak?
Not many, I think. I think just Dwarvish, Common. Let me check.
Sure.
Let me scroll down far enough. Move it to the TV. Still can't scroll. My Foundry's being so wonky lately.
That's weird. Let's see here. Languages, Common and Dwarvish. Yep.
Okay, yeah, I figured as much.
You don't recognize the script at all.
Do I at least recognize it as like a language instead of arcane symbols, or vice versa?
It does seem to be a language. But again, these are like broken up fragments. One of the pieces has just a single rune on it that's only a part of a rune. It just looks like
make a quick notation, just sketching out what I see for the party to look at later, and then also a quick sketching of the stone. Can I check the other crate as well, or is it mostly just the same stuff?
The other one seems to be generally the same. This one's just a larger fragment of runic writing on it.
Okay, yeah, I'll also sketch that. And you said the empty crates, I'm just gonna like take a quick peek if it looks like there was something stored in there, or if they're just prepared for new storage.
Honestly, it seems like they're being prepared for being carried with new stuff. There's like a bunch of hay in there to just being ready.
Okay. Well, if that's it for the camp, that's when I'll move towards the ruins.
Okay. For the ruins, go ahead and make another investigation check for me.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Max, you're going to have to tell me what he gets.
19 total.
Hey,
all right.
It's pretty good.
You quickly find that whatever ruins are here are very well excavated out. Not like fully dug out or whatnot, but like there are sections that are roped off. There are groupings of signs that say storage chamber, and then an arrow pointing to another section a little bit further away. It seems like this has been a focus. They've mapped out these ruins thoroughly.
So they're like British Museum loot in this place mostly.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, but no sign of the ruins that Charles described.
From what you remember him saying, it was.
I actually don't think I described the ruins very well.
I was gonna say I don't think you should. I don't think
basically the description I would have given is a large chamber filled with skeletons in prayer positions with an altar with the necklace on it, and that's probably the entire description.
But not like what it looked like from the outside.
Well, like I didn't say how I got into there. I just said I eventually discovered this chamber is what I probably would have said.
Do I have sending? I don't think I do. I think I can only read minds. I don't think I can communicate to anybody.
Wow, what a taker. How selfish.
I know, right?
You only take thoughts, you don't give thoughts. Charles gives intrusive thoughts all the time.
I can give motivational speeches.
That's true.
You're going to say something, Brian?
Well, I was remembering like the sending spell or whatever that Charles had the group on with his medallion / tome, except Frank isn't on that. I think.
True.
Actually, Frank is on it now. When we leveled up, I got another thing, and like another proficiency, and that allowed me to add another name to it. I guess we never roleplayed it though, so
I didn't realize that was something we could even do, honestly. So we all have sending to each other?
No, so that's the thing is
he has infinite sending to everybody else.
I can cast sending to whoever I want. Not you guys in between yourselves. I am the Nexus, and I have to instigate the communication. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check that, though. Invocation... Farscribe.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting to check my invocations. I don't remember what they all do. Right.
Anyway,
Okay.
as you were searching through the ruins.
Oh wait. Can I? Oh, never mind. I was misreading the invocation. I have Devil's Sight, which lets me see distant but not read the other other devil, whatever. Sorry.
Yep. You look into these, like you actually go into one of these chambers, and it's not too far underground. It's like it almost seems like a cellar. A couple of stairs, stone steps going down. You opens up into a squarish room with just kind of debris scattered throughout it. That also looks like it has been very thoroughly picked clean and cataloged, and it's, although I will say as a dwarf, the craftsmanship of the stonework in here, down in the basement, at least this what they're calling the storage cavern, is extremely fine. It's not rock that you would typically find in this area. And so it would have had to have been imported in from somewhere else just to make a cellar or a basement. That kind of strikes you as odd.
Is this part of the ruins, or is this like...
This is part of the ruins.
Yeah. The storage rooms.
This wasn't part of the ruins that you had found, though, Charles.
So how big is this place? Like, what are we talking?
Yeah, stepping back and looking at the general layout, it looks like possibly a city, a small city, kind of extended through into the jungle. And there's sections that have not been mapped out, but you can see the head of a statue, wrapped completely in vines, but just kind of peeking out little ways away.
It's not uncovered. They didn't look at it yet.
They haven't gotten that far yet.
I'm gonna go down there. That sounds fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
You head off into the jungle. I'll get back to you in a second. The rest of you are continuing your chat. Anything specific you want to talk about?
Well,
anyone?
Charles mentioned... Oh, well, I guess... does anyone else want to... Charles has been talking this whole time, so does anyone else want to say or ask something? Chance, Castle, Wrath. That's a no from Wrath.
Sorry, asking anything about anything?
Yeah, like, we've just been having this conversation. Charles just brought up the chamber that he disappeared from, and they said they didn't see it. But we've also just been generally talking. Was there any questions during that entire thing you would have had?
Not that I can think of right now.
Okay. Well, upon hearing that they haven't found the chamber that Charles disappeared from, Charles is like, I'm completely surprised you haven't found it. Let me what time are you tired? Have you been at a long day's work? Because I could probably direct you to it right now.
I don't know. We kind of just woke up.
Oh.
Well, not just. We've been out and about a little bit, but it's kind of looks out the tent flap or the tent door. My guess is somewhere around noon.
All right. Well.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
I can easily guide you to where it's pretty burned into my mind where I was teleported halfway across the continent. So I'd love to show you.
He gets this typical big grin on his face. I think I'd like that, yes. I'm taking this, and he goes over to the that umbrella stand and pulls out a sheathed rapier, attaches it to his belt. And Quentin goes over, grabs that axe.
Wow.
Right, all I need. Throws it over his shoulder and kind of attaches it to his back.
Quentin, I don't remember you being that strong. Have you been working out recently?
Let's just say that prison was good to me.
Right.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
It's only so many hobbies you can have there, yeah.
Right. All right, well,
Odd thing to say.
let's go. And Charles will kind of turn and start guiding everybody towards it.
Okay. You pick your way through, and Charles, as you're moving through these ruins, you also see, the rest of you also see the very well planned out excavation sites. Multiple different areas that are roped off, have tools in each area. I would say at this point, Frank, as you're heading toward that statue, you hear the group start to muster behind you, and you see them walking out into the ruins.
I'm just gonna keep on keeping on.
Okay. Charles leads the group towards the north side of this section of ruins.
Is that the same direction I'm going, or
no? You're going more of an eastern direction.
Okay.
And so he heads more. They head more north. So you can either continue to the statue and look at those ones, or
well, because you specifically mentioned the statue, I gotta check it out. I have to. So after that, though, then I will catch up with the party.
Okay. It'll take you guys a little bit to get to that area, Charles. Frank, you get to the statue and kind of ripping off some of the vines and opening it up. You see the head of some sort of large cat. It's really all it looks like. The mouth is wide open and has the inside the canine teeth, or not canine, but you know what I mean, big pointed
Fangs.
teeth, fangs. Also very well crafted. Except
Same
for
stone.
it does seem to be made of the same stone. Yes.
I assume this isn't like recognizable iconography to me.
No, are you proficient in history or religion?
Religion maybe. Let me go check. No.
Okay, then no.
As we're passing by some of the roped off sections that they've excavated, Charles will kind of like look over and like stop occasionally and say, have you and you've been Father, like kind of casually as we've been walking, you've been being careful with what you've been excavating here, correct?
Oh, I always am.
Right.
Always
Of course. And Charles will kind of keep walking.
As you say that, he gets this kind of worried look and whistles, and a couple of the like 4 or 5 of the guards start to follow along beside you guys.
And also, as we're walking, Wrath will go up to Charles, like walking beside him, and like look at him, and then think really loudly in his head again. What are we gonna do about your brother? And when he doesn't get a response,
Charles will cast Sending and be like, "Why are you staring at me?" Because like through his mind.
don't joke with me, Charles, but I'll say that out loud.
Your Quentin kind of is walking a little behind. What was that big guy?
What?
Oh,
And then I'll be quiet.
I was just reminding Wrath about something we did in the past. And Charles will cast Sending again and be like, Wrath, I can only hear you if I'm casting a spell at you. I'm casting a spell at you right now. Please respond. What do you do? What's up?
So I saw, I don't remember his name, Quinton. Quintanamo. He seemed shifty, and I saw him move.
I can cast Sending infinite times, so every time it cuts off, Charles will say, please continue.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
And then Wrath will have said a bunch of stuff already, so he'll like not remember half of it, and then be like, brother, 50, paper, move.
Charles will probably get like the general gist of what you're saying. Like, that's good to know. There was some magical paper, and Sending wise, he'll say, that's good to know. There are some magical papers that I noticed on his table, and I may need to. I'd want to look at those. Anyway, we're continuing on to where Charles remembers.
Yep.
If Frank catches up by then, that'd be great.
What's the range of Sending?
Well, I can cast Sending.
Yeah.
Charles will cast Sending to Frank saying, hey, I don't know where you are, but we're heading to the chamber where I got disappeared from, so we might need your help. Don't know.
Want me to scope out their stuff first? Since they're away and all, you know.
There's still guards there, so maybe you should stay with us.
That's not a problem.
We could run into some problems.
I'm basically invisible.
I know, but I'm saying we might need to. I don't know what we're gonna find down there. Maybe we won't find anything. I don't know. I just feel safer when all the party's here, you know, and we don't.
Very well.
I don't know.
Very well.
Some phrase like split the party.
Listen, I'm not afraid of killing off my PCs. I don't know what to tell you.
Real
quick, he's gonna say to Charles, like, "Hey, is there any importance to a giant statue of a cat thing? Does that mean anything to you?"
Can I make a history check on that?
Absolutely.
All right. I am expertise in history. I'm so good at this. Where's that? There it is. That's nice. 22.
22?
Associated with these ruins, I guess, specifically. And I was here for a long while.
Mm-hmm. A sculpture of a cat, giant cat, large predatory animal. From your knowledge, there's no if it was a statue to a deity or someone of that nature, it would probably be to the Great Mother, the goddess of nature. Other than that, there have been cultures in stories that you've read that have not worshipped cats, or large predatory animals, but they did hold them in incredibly high regard.
You'll mention nature, and I immediately think of Donko, and I think of the time I went into his mind and saw that memory in that ancient city he was in.
Tom Keel. That wasn't a jungle, was it?
That was not a jungle.
Wasn't it? I could have sworn it was a jungle. Oh.
No, it was a forest.
But does the architecture I remember from that memory resemble what I'm seeing here? Am I making that connection? Or do I need to make a check, or like to even, I don't know. Up to you, DM. I don't know.
I will need you to make an intelligence check.
Intelligence.
Straight intelligence.
Castle, I might need your help. I'm only moderately intelligent. Oh no!
Remembering a brilliant flash, perhaps?
No, I don't even think. Well, I guess it is +5. It would make it a 10, but That's up to Castle if he
You
wants to
flash
flash
you?
that. Yeah, you are?
What do you want me to?
A 10's better than
Wait,
a
you're trying to
5.
use intelligence?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I would definitely flash you.
A flash of intelligence. That is what it's called, isn't it?
Yes. Well,
Does your amulet, Max, by the way, give you any roll advantages or
It
anything?
used
No?
to, but I switched my pact boon to embrace
Right.
my utility casterness.
Right.
So
yeah,
with
it's called a
the,
flash of genius, so yeah, I'm gonna use it.
with the flash of genius and a 10,
It's better than a
You-
5, but yeah.
you get a solid maybe.
Hmm.
There are some aspects of the architecture that match, but it also could just be the era in which they were all built.
That still links them potentially to a similar era.
Potentially, yeah. They're about the same degradation level. So it would be, they might be from around the same era.
Interesting.
Then again, the level of degradation that you saw in Donko's mind could have been 1,000 years ago.
Well, we also went
Well, you
to
also-
the place, didn't we?
You
Did
did.
we?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
Where you fought the Naga.
It was literally like for a brief second, and Charles got like an
Is
archaeology.
it the same place?
Yeah.
I thought that was just the forest where Donko woke up.
That
Was
is
it?
the same place.
It was Tom Kill? Oh my god, I didn't even realize that was Tom Kill. I'm gonna have to go back there.
Donko suddenly out of nowhere, like lifting from sleep. Oh my gosh,
Wait.
that was Tom Kill.
But yes, that's
Okay, but like,
from what you saw, the ruins that were there and the ruins that are here seem to be about the same age.
so it's more, so like basically from that check I got, it's more than the vague connection that they're both just ruins. There's more than just this is a ruin,
Potentially.
this is a ruin. Okay.
A
Potentially.
solid maybe. Yeah.
All right.
And then
Okay.
secondarily, I'm gonna mention the other very important thing, the tablet in the tent with the two figures in a sea of flame. Does that mean anything to you?
Well. You could. How close are we getting to where I remember being put into the chamber?
You're probably about 50 or so yards away.
Okay. I mean, it certainly sounds. I know my patron was once 2, but now is 1. That could have something to do with it, but vaguely right now, I'm kind of focused on getting everybody to the same spot. You should be here too. We need all the help potentially we can get.
I'll catch up, but I'll stick to the shadows still.
As the voice somehow gets louder in your mind, you all convene at where Charles has led you all. It seems to be an open patch of dirt and rock. Charles, there should be a hole here. There should be stairs. There should be a way to get down. And there's not.
Well, this just won't do. Charles will tap his staff, and he is going to cast Pass Wall.
Okay.
And
Sounds fun. What is that?
I've used it once before in the tomb of the Gravekeeper, where there was a big cave-in, and I was like, I'm not gonna have any of that, and so I made a tunnel. Pass Wall here. I'll cast it here.
As you tap your staff on the ground, how does it look as the rock is bored out?
Almost like a small whirlpool, like that kind of just recedes, and leaves this like kind of pristine-looking archway. Basically, a passage appears at a point of choice you choose. You can see wooden, plaster, stone surface. Within range, lasts for The duration, opening up to 5 feet wall, 8 feet tall, and 20 feet deep.
Okay. About 6 feet down, your pass wall opens up into stairs.
There it is.
Your father comes up and looks down. Well done. That's a pretty neat staff you have there.
Yeah. It helps quite
Right.
a bit. Helps focus the power. Charles is trying to give, deceive, trying to give the impression that the power doesn't come from his staff. Not, funnily enough, not motivated by ego.
Go ahead and make a deception check.
Okay. That's a 15.
Okay.
Oh, whatever. Anyway.
As you kind of glance down, the way is dark, but available now.
Well, let's take a look-see, shall we? Maybe we'll find some hints.
Let's do it. This looks quite fun. Either way, son.
And Charles will cast light. I believe I can cast that on my staff.
Yes, you can.
I can go.
Yes, I can. I'll cast light on my staff and walk down.
Okay. With the bright light emanating from his staff, like Gandalf walking through Moria, you lead the way down these incredibly pristine stairs, winding down and down and down.
I'm gonna switch to more mystery.
Please do. Charles, the stairs don't seem to be ending. It seems to be longer than you remember. As you continue...
It's a little strange. I remember these being a bit shorter, but perhaps my endorphins were just getting me all excited as I was walking down.
Oh, I know that feeling. You continue another 2 minutes of just traversing stairs down. It's the worst gym class ever. Then suddenly it stops and opens up into a domed chamber. The almost completely perfect circle of a room with a single altar in the center. And several daises surrounding that altar with mummified corpses in kneeling positions, prayer positions almost, prostrate on the ground, holding something to their chest, or just holding their hands to their chest, all draped in robes of black and red. This is the third time you've been in a chamber like this, Charles. But only the second in real life. Wow. Your father starts to look around. Charles, bring your light over here. And he goes to the wall, and there is etchings and a faded painting similar to the one that Frank found. A sea of flames leads over over hills and rocks, you see great shards of black jutting up in odd angles out of this sea of red. Charles, that is so familiar. You look, you shine your light up, and the red continues into the sky, or whatever, what they're showing as a sky, and a blood moon, or a blood red sun above. And as the mural continues all the way around this circular room, you notice there's one section that is kind of broken off and missing. And your father goes, "Oh, over here." Goes over to the altar. Bring your light, bring your light. This is fascinating. You look down at the altar where this all began. A circular indentation in dust that perfectly fits your medallion. You also notice, a bit more on the fresh side, but still fairly old, a trail of blood that leads from the corner of the altar down to the ground. And you remember you had hit your head after putting the medallion on, before being teleported.
Is my torch still there?
Your torch is still there.
Is Charles still there?
You all look, Charles is gone.
Like a skeleton of like Charles is there. I'm like, that would be terrifying.
I wish I had thought of that before, but no.
Considering the looks of the room and all the mummified corpses, Chance is gonna slowly pull his sword out, like just in case something jumps out.
Okay.
Charles also still has detect magic up. Is anything popping up?
He
never had detect magic when he came here before, so.
Yeah, no, it's true. Give me 1 second here.
Okay.
Detect magic. Innately, you push out your senses, and each of the corpses do give off a faint magical vibe.
Necromancy, perhaps?
Very much so, yes.
Spooky.
Also, the altar does, but not the top. There's something inside the altar.
Like,
You kind of circle it and look around it. It is one solid piece of stone up on this kind of raised plinth. And it seems to be one solid piece of stone, this altar. But you swear that there is something inside of the rock, of the altar itself.
Charles
Can I
will
do
attempt.
something? Wait,
Oh.
real quick before we move on that. I want to watch the faces of his dad and brother, and when they think no one is looking, I want to see if their facial expressions show any hint of something.
Make an insight check. I'll give you with advantage because you are specifically
Ooh,
looking when nobody else is.
what I get.
Well, let me look.
I can't see it.
22 total.
22 total. Look,
22.
That's a great roll.
Hey, you want to meet me in Whispers?
Oh, frick. Okay. Oh, frick. Oh, gosh. Oh, dang. Oh, frick. So, alright. Here's my conspiracy theories for your ears alone.
Hulk smash.
This is all an illusion. When I plane shifted here, my patron freaked out our plane shift and put us into an illusion place or something. 2. I don't know. This is all real, and Charles doesn't know how to feel about his dad. Charles's dad, who he's idolized his entire life as like a fantasy hero. Charles looking at the ruins, he can very clearly see that these are not standard archaeological practices. These are not practices that you do to learn information. These are practices you do to loot a place. And Charles is having conflicts.
Welcome to the spotlight, Max.
I know. Just because I'm the face doesn't mean I want to be the... I don't want to have bad things happen to me. I only want good things happening to me. Why do I have to have conflict?
I'm starting to wonder if there's stuff like this lined up for chance now.
Oh, well, I'll let you guys know. I slightly planned a lot of this. When I wrote Charles's backstory, I'm like, I want to add things he doesn't know about.
Okay.
I just feel like when you make a D&D character, you kind of like making their life. You like make the character, but sometimes you rely on the DM to make their life. I wanted to include aspects of his life to kind of shape his character. It's kind of like my process for like this, and it worked really well. Man, they are in there. I just went to double check. I just went to the Discord chat to look, because when I'm streaming, I can't hear any sounds or Discord sounds. Funky. Also, what music is Ryan playing? Now playing 1 hour of dark and mysterious ambient music for writing and creativity. Yeah, that works out. /D&D/RPG ambient.
The suspense while we wait.
Yeah.
We back.
Wow. Ryan, you're quiet for some reason.
Oh, can you hear me meow?
Yes.
All right.
Cool. So.
Yep.
As you guys are
Okay,
looking.
fine.
I mean, I can't talk to you psychically. I don't know what to tell you.
I know.
As you're looking at this altar, Tommaso looks it over, and there's no writing. There's no nothing. There's this skeleton. Who were they, people? Who were they? Where did they come from? Like, why are they here? You can see him start to mumble to himself almost. But then why seal themselves in?
I'm also wondering the same thing. I didn't have much time to think about these questions when I came in here the first place. I am confused as to why the chamber seemed to have been resealed. Was it... I don't feel like a natural erosion could have caved that in that quickly.
That is strange.
I'm getting a sense there's something in the altar.
In?
Yes.
He kind of fiddles around with it. He's going to make a... rolls a natural 20 on his investigation. That's not DM budging. That was legitimate.
Wow. Your camera's not on, by the way.
Oh, shoot. Sorry.
I want to see your lovely face.
He kind of searches around for a sec and...
Sorry. Kyle's just turning the camera like a dog.
Hi, Tahoe.
He wants to go out.
He searches around for a bit, and his hand kind of just moving all over this altar. Goes, there's a seam. Kind of starts picking at it and pulls out a like an etching tool and starts to etch around. And true enough, there seems to be a seam. It wasn't just one solid chunk of stone. He goes,
Charles will look at his die and says, on 3?
you think we're going to be able to lift this?
Ah.
Quentin, big boy. And he points over to you, Wrath. We need some muscle in here. No offense, Charles.
That's fair. I would have done the same.
So, Wrath, I need you to make a strength check, and Quentin is going to do the same.
I'm going to use the loud sound of this moving as a momentary distraction, since Charles's dad will be looking away, as will Quentin. I'm going to step behind Charles and kind of just give him a light tap on the leg.
Okay. Charles, you feel
back
this
into the
Used
shadow.
up a rage for that advantage.
You used a rage, okay. With a nat 20, it's good because Quentin only rolled an 11. So he's starting to struggle. He can't quite get a good grip. You get your hands in there and just wrench this thing up. And it comes completely off. The top of this altar lifts. And you guys are able to move it off to the side and put it down. And what you see is just kind of flat stone on either side, and in the dead center, a perfectly circular indentation into the rock.
Charles will, at this point, looking at it, kind of see it. He's going to cast Sending to Frank. He's going to say, what seems to be the issue?
Something's wrong. Something's not feeling right. Your brother is eyeballing the party in a very, I wouldn't say threatening manner, but not unthreatening. Very suspicious. But your father, he wants your staff. Badly. I think he knows what it is.
Charles will kind of grip his staff a little tighter for a second.
I don't think we should. I don't know how many words I have left, but I assume he'll keep casting it so I can keep talking.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think we should open this with them here, but I don't know if we can stop now.
Well, Charles hasn't shown him them the amulet yet. Anyways.
Your dad is now down towards this circular indentation. Oh, fascinating. He's looking around for any form of... here, lift this up again. He asks you, Wrath, and Quentin to lift it up, lift the top of the altar up. There's nothing underneath. Any ideas?
Charles is just kind of sitting there thinking. He's looking at the hole.
By the way, was there any writing in the mural around the walls?
That was something I was meaning to ask Chance but never got, because he has Eyes of the Runekeeper and he can read.
That's the one I was trying to think of. Yeah.
There actually was not any writing, just the artwork, as faded as it was. Is
okay.
By the way, I'm casting Detect Thoughts. Surface level only.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you focusing on?
The two.
Quentin is... His surface thoughts are, dang, that bugbear's strong. I can barely lift that thing. Ow. That one hurt. Damaso keeps thinking, keeps wondering. I wonder if it'll fit.
Should I dive in and reveal myself if I fail?
Well,
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna dive deeper. I have to do something for that, right? I don't use this very often.
he has to
you
make...
don't have to do something. He has to make a save.
He has to make a wisdom save. What's your spell save DC?
Ooh, let's see if it's good enough. DC is 18.
He rolled an 18 exactly.
Ooh. So that means he's aware that I'm digging, right?
Mm-hmm. Does that mean that you still dig, or I can't remember?
Let's see. Yeah, let me put it in the thing. Where'd it go? There it is. Boop.
It doesn't reveal to him, like, where it's coming from or who, I feel.
But that
just
there's something.
More a presence digging into his mind. I don't know, like... I don't know.
Ends. Either way, the target knows that you're probing. Unless you shift your attention to another creature's thoughts, the creature can use action on its turn to make an intelligence check contested.
Okay, so the spell ends, and you... Okay.
before we move on, a secondary question. While I was doing the pro before I focused, did I pick up anything from the undead? Just the existence of consciousness, or I assume not.
Detect thoughts does do that.
Yeah,
it does. Enough. Yes.
So they're not currently active or conscious.
Doesn't seem to be.
Okay.
I'll kind of tell to my father's like, while I am extremely curious about this place, my inherent ability to sense my detect magic is sensing necromancy from the corpses.
I guess that's why I brought these yahoos down here.
Oh, that's right. There's how many of their guards are down here? I forgot they came with us.
There's 5.
Okay. I totally forgot that they were even here.
He was called, yeah. He did call guards.
Were they acting sus, or are they just acting like guards?
Honestly, they're just kind of bored in the corner. Perfect. Although now that you're hearing about necromancy, and they're kind of holding their weapons a little tighter and standing up and looking around. Well, we could try one thing here. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out something wrapped in a handkerchief. As he goes, he kind of kneels down in front of the altar there, opened up with the indentation in the center. He unfolds the what's it called?
Handkerchief.
And reveals an identical medallion to yours, Charles. Because this was in one of the other sites. Let's see if this works. And without touching it, he kind of turns it over, holding the napkin, the handkerchief, and inserts it into the circle.
Actually, gonna let him do that.
I'm going to try to stop. It's like, we don't know exactly the occult implications of this.
This might let us dig deeper. Find out what the real reasons are for all these things.
Gosh. Sorry, 1 second. I need to make a roll.
I mean, I very much want to kill a bunch of zombies, but also, like, super sus.
Do it.
And he inserts it and pushes down, and immediately the mural of
you talking to us, Kyle? You're muted.
No, I'm talking to my wife.
Okay, sorry.
Oh.
The mural of the flames on the walls starts to move and flicker, as if real flames were now licking up the walls, up to the dome, the peak of the dome. It lights the room in dim light, and you're able to watch as each of the corpses lift up, and each of them reach out, or I should say 5 of them reach out. Actually, 1 second. How many we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Yeah, they all reach out and start to attack those around. I think we're going to stop there.
Probably wise. This sounds like
pulling up spooky combat music.
We'll prep it for next time, but I think this is a good stopping point.
Yeah, I agree.
Charles is too curious. He needs to know. That was the entire, he saw that hole, and it took everything in my power to not just say, Charles takes out his amulet and sticks it right now. It's 2 Indiana Jones gold, statue on a pillar to not take.
You gotta do it, yeah.
2 crystal skull not to grab.
All right, so let's real quick before we fully end. I'm going to activate this.
Oh gosh.
I don't have a token with vision.
Not yet. Let's say Frank, I'm assuming you'd be back kind of in the corner there. You guys can place.
I'd be
yourselves where you think you would be.
Where are the guards? I want to stay out of their line of sight.
Let me grab those real quick.
Well, I'm kind of thinking between Charles and one of the nearby whatchamacallitems.
Okay.
Would it be too late for Chance to cast Armor of Agathis upon seeing the zombies start moving?
That could probably be your first turn.
First turn next time?
Okay. Yeah, because at this point it's like the undead rise and start to attack almost immediately. So we'll do initiative next time. There's the 5 guards, and then I need to get. I'll get tokens for Damaso and Quentin later.
And if you have time, I also need the mace added to my inventory still.
Yes, you do. Where? Okay. So functionally, it works. There's just no description quite yet.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
It should be in there right now. I'll add that to my list of things to do. All right, awesome.
I gotta go let my dog out. So
you can do that. We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.
Yep. Good stuff. I'm spooked.
I'm spooked, but I'm so excited.
Yeah.
It's too on one hand, I'm I don't want to give my dad anything else to steal. But at the same time,
gotta know.
I gotta know.
Yep.
I gotta get the Holy Grail, dude.
Penitent man shall pass.
I'll catch you guys later.
All right. See you.
Sorry, Max. I gotta let this go. So.
Yep. Have a good one, guys. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.